Good morning, everyone. It's Robert from On My Turntable. Hope you're having a great morning this morning. It's Wednesday morning. It's a coffee kind of morning with my Tim Hortons mug. Tim Hortons is I guess, the Canadian version of Dunkin' Donuts. Very famous hockey player in the 60s created this donut shop, and now it's a staple of everyone's lives here in Canada. So I don't have Tim Hortons coffee in there. It's Maxwell House coffee, but hey, the mug makes the coffee taste better. How's that? So last time I was here, I did a album to discover series, and that's my new series, album to discover, with the Discogs shuffle, and I'll explain that in just a second. So the album to discover was Traffic's Low Spark of High Heeled Boys. A freaking amazing album. Just so good. Also discovered that they're amazing players. Stevie Winwood is such a remarkable guitarist. I always thought of him as a keyboardist. Yes, he could sing. He's been singing since he's like 14, 15 with the Spencer Davis group. But what an amazing guitarist he is. The leads that he played on that thing are just remarkable. So at the end of it, I have all my albums listed on Discogs. If you're not familiar with Discogs, it's a great place to catalog all your discography. So I've got mine cataloged by CD, vinyl, and box set. But for this series, I'm just going to do the whole total. But it's a kind of cool place. You can also buy and sell, which I'm not using it for. But it'll show you the year of pressing, the country of pressing. You can also add fine tuning to it, if the record's in great shape or not, and the year of release. But you have to be careful because some of the reissues or re-releases don't show up as originals. They show up as the year of release. So if you want to do a series on albums, say, released in 71 or 73 or whatever, you've got to research it further, say on Wikipedia or whatever, because, for example, the Beatles CD collection I have, they're all remastered and re-released, and they show 2000 2012, I think it is, a re-release rather than the 60s and early 70s that they were released. So, but other than that, it's a cool place. So what I did at the end of the Traffic video is I hit the shuffle button, and it came up with this fantastic hidden gem. This is a freaking amazing album, and I would rival it with amongst any other album out there. I truly would. It's Babe Ruth, First Base. This is their debut album. It's on the Harvest Yellow label. So Babe Ruth, rock band from Hatfield, Hertfordshire in England. I'm probably not doing that justice by pronouncing that, but they've been active between 1970 and 76, so they started in 70, and then reunited in 2005 and to the present. And combination of blues rock, and progressive rock. But First Base, as I said, is the debut album, released in 1972. Two big singles off of this one are Wells Fargo and The Mexican. The Mexican, you can sometimes hear it on classic rock radio. Not that I listen to classic rock radio a lot, but I've heard it on classic rock radio. The album went gold in Canada and did well in the US, but for some reason didn't do well in the UK until recently. The sleeve design, of course, Babe Ruth, the famous baseball player, First Base, and then you got this alien, the space guy with a baseball bat playing baseball with an alien here. So a lot of baseball themes throughout. this album, but the album sleeve was designed by Roger Dean, very famous artist that's done a ton of album covers. Um, the band members feature Alan Shawclock on amazing guitar. This guy is he's so good. Also Hammond organ, and he shares vocals with the lead singer Janita Hahn. Uh, she's a cross between Janis Joplin and the vocal styles of Robert Plant. Not that she's sounding like Robert Plant, but she's got that style in her voice of a Robert Plant and definitely the growl of a Janis Joplin. Pardon me. Dave Hewitt on bass and Dick Powell on drums create such a strong rhythm section. I mean, they're just hard driving. They're just so freaking good. And then Dave Person on electric piano and keyboards. This is an amazing gem of an album. It really is. I listened to it when I first got it, and I've got a couple of other Babe Ruth albums which are just as good. But once you, once you start really researching it and listening, and it was the same with Low Spark of High Hill Boys, the more you listen, man, the more it just draws you in, and it's a lot of long songs on this one too, like 7 minutes, 8 minutes, but they go by like that. The playing is tight. Janita Hahn is an amazing vocalist. She could rival any female or male singer out there. As I said, it's a blues rock album with some great progressive rock throughout the album. Some great progressive jamming and heavy rhythms. And Alan Shawclock is a remarkable guitarist. And the interplay between the keyboards and guitar throughout the album are just like they mirror each other. And some of the vocals mirror the guitar, and some of the vocals mirror the organ. It's just really cool. You got to check this album out. Of course, the bass and drums drive a heavy rhythm throughout the album, as I said also. So it kicks off with a rock and song called Wells Fargo. It's a short story about an old Western stagecoach and a rock and cowboy theme. Hahn's vocals are very Janis Joplin-like throughout this song, and lots of fuzzy guitar riffs, great solos, and some cool saxophone throughout it as well. There's also a heavy bass and drum that fills in that missing piece, and it's a great way to start off an album. It really is. It's so good. And then it slows right down to a softer tone, beautiful piano, orchestra with oboes and cellos. Janita's voice is angelic throughout this. Then the song builds and builds and builds to a great crescendo, and it's just an amazing song. It's quite the contrast from the first song, but it gives you kind of a break from this first song too. It just kind of gives you that breather. And then they kick it in on the third song with a great cover of Frank Zappa's King Kong. This is, I may have heard Frank Zappa's version, but this is just an awesome instrumental. The interplay between the guitar and the keyboards on this one is so freaking good. It really is. And that's what Zappa did a lot too, is the interplay between his guitar, amazing guitar work he is, and the other instrumentals in there. It's a great cover. It really is. It's awesome. So on the album, that would have completed side 1. And then side 2 kicks off another cover called Black Dog. written by Jesse Winchester. Janita's voice starts off a little soft at first. And then towards it builds and builds and builds. It's a blues rock song with awesome guitar riffs throughout. And then midway through, it gets into some cool progressive rock. And you get lost in it. You don't realize that you've been listening to this song for over 8 minutes. It's mind blowing. It's just you want to hear more. The guitar solo in this is just remarkable, and Janita's voice is just out of this world for sure. Next is a hit song, The Mexican. There's bits and pieces of the theme song from the old classic Fistful of Dollars in this. So it's got a Mexican type of theme and rhythm with a hard rock edge, I guess if you... And there's some a cool vibe to the song. And guitar riffs throughout. And it's just a cool song. It's just a hard drive and rhythm that... and her voice interplays with the vocals. Sorry, interplays with the music and the guitar and everything else. It's a cool song. And then the album's in with a blast. What a fitting way to end this awesome album with a song called The Joker. Starts off with some bongos and then kicks it in with a cool guitar riff. It's a song, and then the vocals are shared between Alan and Janita. Alan's got a great voice as well. Again, another song that's over 7 minutes long, but you don't realize it. You just get lost in it. It's a mixture of blues and rock, and it's a great ending to an amazing album. As I said, this is a great debut. Babe Ruth is a hidden gem. It really is. I would put these guys up against anyone in that genre. And man, you've got to discover this album. You really do. It's definitely an album to discover. So that's my look at Babe Ruth and First Base. So what I'm going to do, here's my Discogs site. Sorry for the glare. And I'll go to my Discogs here, and there's my listing of stuff. Sorry, again, the glare, but you can see the song titles. And up here, there's a spot that you can hit random item. So I'm going to hit that. And for some reason, didn't... Oh, here it is. So this is the next album I'm going to... Oh, cool. Awesome. The Butterfield Blues Band. So that's my next album to discover. I think it's a great way to... talk about albums. Again, these aren't reviews. They're just albums to discover. Hopefully that you guys will discover these great artists that perhaps we don't talk about a lot on the vinyl community. Hidden gems. Remarkable, like this Babe Ruth album. I'm loving it. I think it's one of my favorites for sure. And the Traffic album, Little Boys in High-Heeled Shoes. 2 gems so far. And I think the Paul Butterfield Blues Band is going to be another one. So anyway, that's it for the day. I'll probably do another one later on this afternoon, as it's my day off, and I want to fill my void of not doing many videos over the weekend. So have yourself a great day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye now.